Hey folks, welcome back to the Talos Principle 2. Last time we wrapped up the majority of the puzzles here on the Wooded Plateau. We just have one more star to get through and the gold puzzle that we don't seem to be able to do just yet. When we first arrived, we noticed there were some connectors connected in the sky, and the one that is sort of the end of the chain starts here. So we're going to look around this area and see where we can find a green light to throw up there, believing, I guess it'll come from here, believing that that will somehow connect to Pandora and get us the second star. Let's head inside. So we actually do have green lights here somehow. Let's see. Here's the connector. So like we could connect this here, and then we need to connect it to red and blue. Right? So we can connect it to blue like this. And then we can go grab this connector and connect it to red, and that should produce green. All right, I think that's gonna work. So that's gonna send green out. Let's follow the beam here. That's going to bounce off of that one. And where is it actually going? Is it going directly to the fountain or the... No, where is it going? That's the Sphinx. It might be going directly to Pandora. I'm not entirely sure, but let's follow it and see where it goes now that we've hooked it up. Huh, interesting. It connects to there. So then where is Pandora? Over there. So how would we connect those two up? Am I supposed to get up there somehow? No, because it's not usable. It's cemented in place. So we need to find another place, probably in here. Let's make sure we know where... Yeah, we need to redirect that light there from somewhere. So the most likely place is down there. I guess. Let's get in here and see if we can find a connector that can see both of those points. So there... And where is the... Where's the green laser? Where was it? Over here. Okay. Now... We'd have to be pretty far... We can sort of see both of them from, like, right here, right? We can see... Yeah, we can see the green laser, and we can see the statue. So somewhere at this back corner, if we can get up on something, maybe we can make it happen? I don't know. Let's see if we can see it from anywhere in here. I think we might need to get up on something. Because we can see... Okay, we can see the statue there. And then... Can I see the green light? I'm not sure if I can. Not from here. Okay, I can see it from here. And I can... Okay, I can see them both. Alright, I should be able to do it right here. One. And two. I might need to put this on something. If I come all the way back here... Yeah, it's not high enough. There we go. I think that's done it. Yes, very nice. All right. So we've got the second star.
The hunter does not hunt because he is hungry. He hunts because he revels in death.
An interesting perspective. Alright, so all we have left to do now is make our way to the bridge. I don't think there's any more question marks that we haven't found, as far as I can tell. Let's do it. There's Yakut. There's somebody else over here, and it looks like actually I have a message, so we'll check that in a second as well. Alcatraz has nothing new to say. Okay, let's check our messages here. The Mystery of Miranda. Touch grass, read 10 social media entries. For anyone who missed it, Byron's expedition has recovered evidence of the existence of another person. Someone not from New Jerusalem. Who could this be? What does this mean? Arinia says, maybe there's another city out there. Who says there was only one simulation? Maybe there are thousands of people we've never met. Recycly says, I really hope so. Thekla says, there's only one founder. Thekla's very religious about the founder. Zagoran says, I hate to agree with Thekla, but all the historical evidence we have points to that conclusion. There were some other attempts, but as far as we know, they all went wrong or failed. Helga says, there's more that we don't know than there is that we know. Zagoran says, that sentence is going to make my brain crash. And Jacques says, why do we think Miranda's from Earth? There's no evidence to support that idea. I'd like to hear more about these other attempts to save humanity. Zagoran says, some people affiliated with the Institute for Applied Noematics tried to set up a secondary site at another dam, but after about a century the dam collapsed and took whatever was happening inside that system with it. Shmilev says, there was also a similar attempt by another organization, but without the test of free will that Alexandra Drennan devised. According to Liftrazor, it never produced a viable mind before it ran out of power. Could there still be others out there? Theoretically, yes, but even our dam would have collapsed without extensive repairs, and even a nuclear power plant would have run out of fuel by now. Okay. Well, let's get started. We have an L here. Let's put the L here, I think. There we go, made it across. Okay. What's on this little chunk of land here? Anything interesting? Doesn't seem so. Just an interstitial island to the next Tetramino puzzle. What was this? What is this? Some sort of random painting attached to the side of a tree. What is this doing here? We see different architecture styles of different cities. Rivers, mountains. Huh. That's strange. Alright, what do we got going on here? Well, that one seems pretty straightforward. Okay, it has to be connected here. No, that's not right. Alright, let's back up. I do think that one makes sense there. Maybe that one there? There we go. Oh, there's something in the upper left that I didn't notice. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at that. But we've made it to the second tower. Let's go see if the Sphinx or someone else meets us here. And then if we can power up a second laser to the megastructure, that would be cool. Alright, let's go.
Halt, creature of clay. You have strayed from your garden and entered a domain that is beyond your ken. Turn back now, before you harm yourself and others.
Everything we've seen... Is this Pandora? Is it? Who are you?
I am, like you,
It is Pandora.
another lost child of Hephaestus in the kingdom of Artemis. But though I am lost, I know my purpose. To stand between you and the flame.
So she's been very negative, very forbidding, very critical in all the things we've seen from her. Additionally, as we've discussed previously, the flame can burn, but it's also necessary for growth. So I don't think we're going to listen to her warning. Are you like the Sphinx? And specifically, are you I'd love it if you could tell us if you're sentient or if you're programmed or what's going on.
The Sphinx speaks in riddles and knows nothing but mysteries. She has questions, but no answers.
I don't know that this assertion is accurate, but it's the only option available, so maybe Prometheus invited us here. I suppose he did, in a sense. So, yeah, we were invited here.
Prometheus had no authority to summon you. He is rash and foolish and given to trickery, but his schemes lead only to ruin. Therefore heed my warning. The flame is not for you.
We will consider your words. We're not just going to leave because you had a bad experience with a magic box. We need to know what is going on here for the safety of New Jerusalem. We need to know more about these technologies for the future of New Jerusalem. That's in line with what I've been espousing. That knowledge, the flame, whatever it is, can be dangerous, but you can't grow without it, so we're going to pick this option.
You seek the flame of enlightenment, but remember that fire can also burn.
How many of those bloody things are there?
I think that was Pandora, which matches the other one being Prometheus.
They seem to be locked in some kind of conflict.
Might be wise to avoid getting caught in the crossfire until we understand what these entities actually are.
Fascinating. All right, I'm going to take a quick screenshot here. This is very cool. Let's set the field of view back a little bit, like this, I think. Move in a little bit. That's nice and centered. All right, let's get a frame. Very cool. Not bad. We can actually make a few more changes here. We can like increase the brightness a little bit. We could put a filter on it. Cold seems good. Rendering outline pixelated. Heat desaturated. Oh, that's kind of cool. Inverted draw. That is kind of cool. That's kind of a cool thumbnail, right? What else can we do? Color balance, depth of field, post-processing. I don't think sharpness does anything. We got the frame, the logo. We could put our character in, but I think that's fine. Let's get out of here. Time to go to Area 3. Whatever that might be. So, if we look at the map, these 3 are gonna activate the tower, but then there's 9 more outside. Wow, there's a lot of oops. Okay, well, there's the first death. Oops. So yeah, we'll do the first 3 and then find out what happens. I suppose that's not exactly news to you or a revelation. It seems obvious, right? Not like we have much of a choice in terms of the game structure. I wonder, should we look for the golden gates here before we leave? We never found them here. Or no, we did find them, but they were... Yeah, no, we did find them. Okay. Okay, so we're off to the Eastern Wetlands, a region of low hills interspersed with small bodies of water, overshadowed by a gargantuan star-like construct. Once again, we have 8 main puzzles, 2 lost puzzles, a gold puzzle, a lost lab, and 2 stars. Let's go.
1K brought up an interesting question earlier. Where did all the tech in the labs come from? So, I had a look at the serial numbers. And it turns out the answer is... New Alexandria.
Oh.
Wow, I guess that makes sense. After the explosion, the colony was abandoned. Nobody ever went back for all that stuff.
We had enough to deal with. So many dead.
So that's one question answered. But how did they go from scavenged Alexandria tech to all this?
How did we go from nothing to where we are now? Through the application of reason and the right tools.
I mean, it's true. As they don't age... Wow, how about that? As they don't age, they have literally centuries to build up their tech base. And I wonder if all the people who were claimed to be dead at New Alexandria actually died. Or if they, for some reason, staged the death of the colony, like lied and sent word back, or if somebody in New Jerusalem is a
How does
liar.
the material support so much weight? Is it the same stuff as the other buildings?
Yeah. I know it looks like some type of concrete, but the molecular structure is completely different. Whatever it is, it's a lot stronger and less brittle.
Are the labs made out of the same material?
No, that's just ordinary concrete. Although, it does have some molecular weirdness going on, too. Too little variation in the grain.
So, once again, we have something up in the sky, which I presume we'll deal with later. Interesting that it... Yeah, interesting that it sort of has this... Maybe it becomes three-dimensional at a certain point to connect over the top of this? Because it couldn't go through the stone unless we just put one piece here and then another piece there. Let's get a look at the surrounding area as much as we can. So... Let's see. I can see puzzles in the distance. Yeah, numerous puzzles scattered around to the left and right. Not much behind us, aside from that giant... Oh, that looks interesting. Aside from that giant statue over there, which I'm not sure what that is. Oh, this is huge. And then we have a way up once we can get there inside the structure. Very interesting stuff. All right. Why don't we begin at the beginning? It's a very good place to start. Let's head over to puzzle number 1. So we did have a signpost here. One is this way. We can get underneath the transport here and take a peek. Doesn't seem to be much of interest. I do want to go check out the big statue at some point, but let's start with a puzzle. One is that way. Okay. Stone columns here, but no markers or indicators on them. All right, well, here's puzzle 1. Let's see what this one's all about. This is going to be inversion. What is this? Inverter. All right, so it alternates between blue and red, just like we saw in the lab below. So, red to blue gets us in here. Interesting that this block has shifted. Okay, we need another one first, so I think we go blue to red and go grab this. Right? Anything in here? There's sort of a... You can sort of see through that a little bit, but not really. Alright, let's switch from red to blue. And then from blue to red, but that won't pass through. Okay. Do we have another light source in here, or... Not really. We can do this. We can take this and put it here, and then put it here. And then come through and take the blue from that and turn it into the red here. And there we go. All right, there's puzzle 1 solved in Eastern Wetlands. Oh, interesting. It's not a tower this time. It's that same weird star structure.
Alexandria all the time. But realizing this place was built on its bones just brings it all back even more. We were so optimistic when we started. So full of ourselves. We thought we could accomplish anything. And then, in one single moment, it was all gone. I remember a flash, and then just lying there, realizing that my legs had melted. I tried to pull myself away from the fire, but the servos in my arms were broken. If Eustathius hadn't found me, sorry. Just some old scars.
So, is Alcatraz telling the truth? Was his memory altered, or is he lying? I'm not sure we know, but it sounds like he was there.
Hey there, 1K.
Tell me more about New Alexandria.
We made 2 fatal mistakes in New Alexandria. One was trusting the texts of our ancestors without thinking for ourselves. The other was giving up instead of doubling down, letting the tragedy define our future.
What do you think about Miranda?
Going on what little we have, honestly, she reminds me of myself when I'd just been born. I came out from the dam at night, and the sky was full of stars. I felt a reverence then, an almost ecstatic connection to the sublime. The universe seemed like a miracle, and to exist within it was the greatest possible honor. That view was tempered in time, but I've always tried to hold on to as much of it as I could.
What about Pandora?
It's clear that there's some kind of antagonistic force in this place, something that doesn't want us to discover the purpose of the megastructure. Perhaps that's part of the testing. Or perhaps it's what's responsible for this state of decay.
What is the symbolic value of these entities we're encountering?
That's a good question. Prometheus is often taken to represent freedom and progress, the ideals of the radical Enlightenment. Pandora, on the other hand, usually represents the dangers of those very ideals, so they're counterparts, in a way. And the Sphinx is a mystery. Does that mean that these entities correspond to these concepts? Perhaps. They certainly seem to act like it. But Athena isn't the goddess of Athens, and I'm not Robert Byron, although those are the origins of our names. Where does myth end and history begin? We'll have to find out.
That reminds me of something else I thought about when we met Pandora. The Kingdom of Athens, there was a book in the first game, which was a I'm not sure I ever learned who the author was, but it was a retelling of Athena's life story, I think. I can't remember the relevance, but I do remember that from the first game. All right, well, I see we're at puzzle 2, but there's something interesting going on over here. Look at that. Is that Miranda? Discover a trace of what happened on the island.
New Jerusalem. I'm going to have a cat. He's going to be black and white, and his name is going to be Bean. And I'm going to make sure that he never gets sick, and he never gets old, and he'll be my best friend forever.
That's a very childish sentiment. I'm not sure what to make of that. All right, let's do puzzle 2. Now, interestingly, we have some symbols here. A pair of X's on etched metal. Not sure what that means. Could be related to a star, perhaps? If we check around the outside, let's see if we find anything else like that. No. Not sure what to make of that, but we'll just keep it in mind and maybe come back to it later. All right, puzzle 2 is energy maintenance. Okay. So, obviously we can connect these up and get in here. Now, anytime you have raised platforms or steps like this, the general idea is that you're going to need to use the height. So, for example, we can do this and not interrupt that. And we can now make our way through this, whereas if we remove this, that door closes, and then we can't use this. We could pull this out here, however, and go direct, and then we could take the well, we could bring this out, I guess, and just do this. And then we don't need this one, because we don't need to be in there. But I think it's maybe a hint for later. Let's see, we have red over there. And then, no, so we'll need blue here. The only way to get blue is from that. I think we might... Let's see. I think we need to... Let's take red here. And then... Do we have a second one? We do. Hold on. Let's take red out here and then bring the converter in. Oh, but it has to be self-sustaining, huh? Well, we can do it like this then. There we go. Now it's self-sustaining. So... This becomes blue. And then this one becomes red. There we go. Now we can't get out, but we can get in, so that's all that really matters. All right. There's puzzle 2 complete. And yes, this will open now for us. Okay. So there's 2 done. Where's 3? To the... over here? Okay, let's go. Got some question marks over here, I'm noticing. Kind of close by. So we've got some terminals. All right, let's check out the terminal here. Founding 3. From Hypatia's Journals, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem. Day 42. We broke ground on the first of the permanent structures today. A large hall that will eventually be converted into a performance and exhibition space. My idea. Although for now we'll use it as a workshop. It's strange, this place. There's a lot of open space, and I didn't think that I would find it so unusual. But I suppose we all spent more time at the dam than was originally planned, and now it's difficult to get used to not having that low ceiling over our heads. It's probably just me. Byron loves being outside and is always volunteering for scavenging missions. Lift the Razor usually tags along, although he seems more fascinated with observing nature and various weird creatures. At night, I sometimes catch myself standing by the door, not because I have guard duty, just watching the stars. It's oddly comforting to think that they've always been there, that they watched our ancestors standing where I stand now. One thing I did realize I kind of made a mistake earlier. I was sort of surprised to see Lift the Razor with the number designation of 13, but of course, Athena and the first companions, there was Athena plus 12. So it does make sense that the last or 12th companion had number 13. Athena was 1, and then the remaining 12 companions were 2 through 13. I guess Byron was one of them, along with Eustachius, Cornelius, Hypatia, and the others. Let's check out message fragment from 5358. We don't know who this is yet. From Miranda to 5358. Okay. RE Progress. Miranda was the author. We finished setting up the external site at the lake. The area is so stunning we forgot about the experiment for a while and went for a long walk. The ways in which all the different aspects of nature interact with each other are endlessly fascinating to me. And the sheer variety of living things, even on a simple green meadow. Sadly, we then stumbled onto the carcass of a deer that had been torn apart by wolves. It must have suffered enormously, and thinking about that made me feel truly terrible. There's so much pain in nature. And ecosystem engineers? Anthony Castor was the author. Cutting down swaths of trees for their building projects, thoughtlessly causing radical changes to large environments, and forcing local species to adapt to their artificial habitats. These are the traits of a species of intelligent, industrious, and extremely impactful ecosystem engineers. Humans? No. I'm talking about beavers. Like us, beavers transform their environments via building, and their actions have real consequences, creating vast wetlands that some species thrive in, while others die. Human activity is very similar. We too are ecosystem engineers, and we too benefit from some species while harming others. Everything about this is completely natural, including the damage to other species. After all, that's what competition and evolution is all about. Those species that adapt to the ecosystems we create will, over the coming millennia, become the core of a new biodiversity. And so evolution runs its course. If we don't like the result, if we think some species should be preserved despite being outcompeted, well, that's anything but natural. It is, however, very human. Miranda comments, "It's fascinating how so much of what we do is common in animals, but furthered enormously by our intelligence and our ability to remember. Through us, the universe strives to a greater level of complexity." All right, we had another question mark nearby. Yeah, over here. It is perhaps beyond our ability to reach by climbing this wall, so all right. Let's do puzzle number 3. This one's called There and Back Again. All right, so we have a connector. More metal symbols, 3 circles on this one, with the top 2 penetrated by a vertical line. Huh. I'm not sure what to make of those. We have 1, 2, 3 of those here. And there's a little gold section of stone here. Very, very strange. There's 4 and 5 in there. In front of this statue of an android holding like a tablet and looking up into the sky. Alright, so we would need a green light there. Right now all we have is the connector, so let's get started with that. What do we have in here? A blue gate. Okay. Another one of these symbols. Another one there. Alright. We've got the converter. So there and back again. The only light source we have is red. We can get blue out of that. Can we... No. I do see that there's like a window through which a beam of light could pass. There's a broken circle here. What is that about? There and back again. All right, so we've got to have this here. So we got to go there and get that and then come back with green somehow. That's the best we can do in giving ourselves access to red. Oh, I see. Okay, so we can do this. That holds the gate open, and then we can bring this through. So, no? What did I mess up? Oh, I see. That's wrong. We come from here to there. Okay, let's move this. Like that. Okay, and now we can do this. Red to blue. Alright, now we can pick this up and bring it with us, right? Yes. Okay, here we go. I think we probably want to grab the blue. And we take this. Come over here and use it to make red to get the converter. Okay. Starting to make sense. There and back again, right? Now we grab this. We're gonna need blue, so let's do blue. Then we have to come out here and get it open from this side, which is gonna require doubling this. Or actually, hold on. If this takes red and blue and makes green, then we're done, right? But to get blue... I just take red, right? Hey, there we go. Okay, puzzle 3 complete. Not sure what to make of these metal plaques with the symbols on them. But at least we finished a puzzle, right? Okay, next up, let's go to 4. So the lost puzzles, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are this way. We've got, looks like 3 question marks over in that way, another question mark over there, 2 more. Yeah, we've got 5 question marks on the compass that I can see. So 2 of those are going to be stars, 2 of those are going to be lost puzzles, and then some of them, I guess, are going to be terminals? But let's just head in the direction of 4 for now. Alright, here's puzzle 4. Let's take a quick gander around the exterior if we can. We've seen that symbol before as well. Oh, I have a new message of sorts? Cat sitting advice. Pellegrino asks, so I'm cat sitting Yakut's cat, Bruce, and he keeps peeing on my charging pod. Is there anything I can do to prevent this? Atal says, clean it very thoroughly so not a single trace of smell remains. I know it's hard without the ability to smell, but we do have some cleaning agents that should do the trick. Contact me on private if you need a list. Atal adds, oh, and make sure Bruce isn't distressed by something. Cats don't like being moved from their territory. Maybe it would be easier if you just moved him back to Yakut's place and fed him there? Yakut chimes in, no, Bruce is just a bastard. He loves peeing on anything electrical, chewing on cables, and generally just breaking stuff. This is normal. And I warned you, Pellegrino. I could have given him to Neith. She's used to him. Pellegrino says, but he's so fuzzy, and I love him. Atal says, ah, cats. Indeed. Ah, cats. Alright, let's go back to puzzle 4 here. Not seeing anything too interesting around the outside. It does hit this cliff edge and sort of prevent us from seeing the very most outside part. But we can come over here. Yeah, there's some kind of like It's metallic and almost looks electrical. There's something going on there. We can squeeze through here and get around this side. Interesting, interesting. Okay. All right, let's check it out. Let's do the puzzle. Puzzle number 4. Refraction. All right. So a different symbol here. I wonder if this relates to the title of the puzzle, or what are these plaques or placards? Puzzle's named Refraction. All right, so we have a blue light, which means we can get into the red gate. Okay, then we have another one in here. So we can double these to get into the blue side. That gets us another red light. I'm not sure what that's for. It's a red source, right? We can't pass it through iron grates like this, I don't think. Not sure what that's for. All right, so if we come through here, we can pass through this, and then what? Well, obviously that's supposed to go there to turn blue. But where are we gonna pass a light through? Is that a thing? Can we connect anything to that? Looks like a lightning rod. Refraction. Can I point you at that thing? No. Okay. So what am I doing here? I mean, we can just go straight through the purple, right? Oh, I don't need to do that. Ah, that's wrong. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. That sends blue. Huh. That's not quite right. So then... yeah, I need to start with red, I think. Which means we need that to be open, right? How are we going to do that? If we could open this... which we can do this way. So now we can disable this, and that should stay open, right? Okay. So we need to do that again, but point it over there as well. So this has to point at 1, 2, and 3. And then... now that stays open. Oh, but that's wrong, huh? Because we need to set red through to there to turn into blue, right? Yeah, okay, so we almost have it. So that goes like that. This comes over here to open. And now we have the blue. So we can turn that into red for this and that. Come through here, we have red. And there we go, puzzle solved. All right. Well, there's the first 4 done. What did he say? Great solve? We got some new content here. Places of Longing, Paris. Athelvok says, Paris was an ancient city sometimes called the City of Light, one of the greatest capitals of the world, home to tradition and innovation alike. It was the birthplace of one of the greatest revolutions in history, the moment that gave birth to modernity in all its glories and horrors alike. The spirit of freedom that was born here, although it was suppressed by enemies and traitors, never entirely faded, and it lived on in the minds of artists for many generations. Maybe something of that spirit still remains in us. A nice note on which to end the episode. I'm going to take a break here, guys. When we come back, we'll continue with puzzles 5, 6, 7, and 8, the lost puzzles, and then at some point we're going to have to start searching around for the 2 stars that are somewhere in this level. But the question marks may help us, and we may find some other things as well. But like I said, that's going to be it for this time. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this playthrough of the Talos Principle 2 and my thoughts and reactions to the puzzles, the philosophy, and the mysteries of it all. I hope we see you in the next one. Take care.